Estimator roof, L-shaped roof screen. This screen allows you to estimate for an L-shaped roof. That's a roof with a 90-degree angle in it, but that will also allow you to go anywhere between 90 and 180 degrees. You can specify the angle. So as per the other screens, we'll select a customer. You don't need a customer, but we'll just select one here for the purposes of the demo. Okay, I'll run through what these are in a minute, but if I just put the figures in first just to show you, so please bear with me. So we have 18.2 on the run there. That one's 13.2, 18.2, 13.2, outside run of 3.27, 8.27, and the inside run, and then these are the runs of the fronts of the L shape. Okay, we're going to do it by angle. You can either do it by distance or angle. I will explain what they are in a minute. So we're going to have 90 degrees there. We're going to have a gauge of 440, and we're after, a gauge of 430, and we're after centres at 440. Right, if we click the small diagram, right, so you can now see we've got an L-shaped roof. This one here is front 1, which is the run here. This is front 2, which is the run here. So you can see this is the kind of side 2 and side 1, as it were. So outside length 1 is that distance there. Inside length 1 is this distance here, and the same distance is of course on the outside length 2 and inside length 2. This is the width of the roof, which is the same here. Okay, now you could have entered pitch angles if you wanted to instead of entering runs. So if you had angles for the faces instead of runs, you could put them in here and click this. These buttons here allow you to calculate for what you don't know in combination with the angle. So I'll demonstrate that in a minute. First of all, I'm going to go through and select some parts. Please bear with me, this will take a few seconds. Right, okay, I've entered the parts. Here you can select which faces you want. If you want to deselect a face, for instance, if you didn't want to estimate for faces inner 1 and inner 2, you can untick these. If you don't want outer 1 or 2, then these are the faces here. And if you didn't want for front 1 or 2, front 1, deselect them. You can strip the roof. And then you can say whether you want bonnets on hips. At the moment we've selected bonnets on hips, so it will provide the same number of batten rows around all the faces, so they all line up, so all the bonnets line up. If you take that off, it will then use hip tiles. You can say whether you want an estimate for the ridges and the hips here, and for whether you want the valley intersection, which is that bit there, or whether you want the hip intersection, which is that part there. You can say whether you want horizontal, vertical battens, overboards, tile and a halves, top tiles, eaves tiles, and whether you want lead flashing up the valleys. Right, click estimate. If you've got anything missing in there, it will let you know. Okay, there's your estimate that quickly. So you've got your parts, you've got your quantities, unit prices, you've got your labour breakdowns here, you've got your number of batten rows and the gauge to achieve those batten rows here as information. You've got over here your parts and labours totals. You can click Excel to see the results. Now I won't do this because this was demonstrated on the rectangular roof screen, the same as the percentage markups. And on the rectangular roof screen I also demonstrated how the full mode here gives you a complete breakdown of items per roof face. If we go back to the main screen, we've got an edit dormer extension abutment button here. This one here is very complicated, so there'll be a separate demo on this, but this allows you to put pitch roof dormers, flat roof dormers, roof extensions, lean-tos and abutments on any of the faces on here, and you can have any number of them, so there'll be a separate demo for that, so please visit that. It's far too complicated for this screen at the moment. Thank you for your time.